My name's Nick Vujicic, and as you can see, I have no arms and no legs, but I have my little chicken drumstick down here. And I was born this way. There's no medical reason why this had happened. And there are many times in life where things happen and you don't understand, and it's out of your control. And I talk about choices in life. I talk to the kids about, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe that, it's okay to give up, or are you going to get up? And just knowing that we all do have problems. We all, get teased at school. You don't have to have no limbs to get teased at school. You can have a crooked nose. You know how it is. At school, everybody teases everybody. And it's so hard, I guess, as parents. I'm not a parent. I'm not married. I do not have kids. But I know many parents that have a struggle trying to convince their kids not to worry about what other people think of them. You try to convince your daughter that they're beautiful. You try to tell your boy that it's okay that he's shorter. It's okay that he can't play basketball like everybody else. And that's just why I love my life, because I'm being used as a unique and powerful tool for people of all ages to give a fresh perspective. And the thing is, your daughter won't believe you that she's beautiful, but she'll believe me when I tell her she's beautiful. To hear an outside adult say something, and not just another teacher or not just another speaker, because I know when I was in school, and I don't know about you, but when you're at a seminar or something and you see someone with arms and legs up on stage and you're thinking, well, what kind of message is this going to be? Or when he talks about or she talks about struggles, you're going to think, well, they don't know what I'm going through, and they don't know anything about your life, and what do they know about pain, Thing is, when I get up on stage, everybody sees that I've gone through something, some pain. And automatically I have the 100% attention of all students. And it's amazing to see that. So today I spoke to all the kids here over 2 sessions, talked about bullying and self-esteem, dreaming big and never giving up, basically, and just gave them a couple, cool tricks like kicking a tennis ball around, and showed them how I drew with my mouth, and how, I have a pen here, and showed them this. This is how I actually write with my foot down here, and I can actually write and draw and all that. I've actually learned how to do typing on a normal computer, 43 words a minute. I've done a double degree in accounting and financial planning. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a stock market investor. I'm a motivational speaker, preacher, and evangelist. I've spoken to 1.7 million people face-to-face across 12 nations in the last 4.5 years. It's been amazing, and I love my life. And, one of the things I talk to students is, can you be thankful? Can you be thankful? I had to have a choice of either be angry at the fact that I had no arms and no legs, or be thankful that I had my chicken drumstick. Or be thankful that I had, my BMW 7 Series. I'm going to take that to pimp my ride and, get some spinning rims on that and get a subwoofer on that. That would be pretty cool. But, we have a choice to be thankful, either to, give up or keep on going and do the best with what you got. I also told the students that it's not about being good at everything, but, basically doing your best. Just because you fail at something, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. And just because people tease you, it doesn't mean that it really matters how you look, because it's not how you look, it's who you are. And so just these basic values and principles actually change perspectives of lives. And I was just talking to some teachers who heard some feedback from some kids, and one boy said, Nick's giving me confidence. For a 5-6-year-old to say that, say that word and what that means, I don't know, but there was one little boy who came up to me and said, Nick, you're more of a man than I am. And I'm like, wow, and he's 6 years old, it's just amazing. And, they're going to talk about me for the next 2 weeks. You're going to see it when they get home. They're going to talk about it. And that's why I love my life, is because I found purpose. And what I talk to many adults about is about purpose, finding your purpose. And teenagers these days, they get caught up in drugs, sex, and alcohol, and they're trying to find their happiness and security in temporary things of how they look, who they associate themselves with, what they do, and what they don't do. And I talk about happiness, and if you put your happiness in temporary things, your happiness will be temporary. And so these are the key sort of boundaries that I've seen in my life, and gave me a new perspective. That old saying where you have a glass halfway filled with water, it's either half empty or half full. I love my life. I actually wouldn't change a thing, because I have found my purpose. You see, there's no joy in having no arms and no legs, but there's joy in the purpose of your circumstance. What good could possibly come out of a man being born without arms and legs? And I want to ask you today, what would have to happen in your life for you to look back after 80 years of pain, tribulation, and trials, to look back and say, it was worth it? What would actually have to happen? Let me ask you this. If you saved one person's life, would your life be worth living? Yes, of course. Why? Because that one life might be your child. That life might be, quote, you, if it's somebody else. And what I want you to know is to never underestimate the power of your influence on your children. Do not ever underestimate the power of your influence on your children. Because yes, they're going to go through different scenarios and different seasons in life where they won't listen to you and they'll rebel against you and they'll get angry at you and they'll shout at you. And you're going to try and see that the boundaries sort of shift as they grow up. And I see in my life how my parents have treated me and what influence they were on me. I tell you, there are some things that happen at my school that my parents never knew about. You know, people telling me, you know, that I'm not good enough. And, you know, I used to cry at times and tell them, you know, what names people would call me. But I tell you, there were things that my parents didn't know about. And kids are not always good at hiding things, but as they get older, they'll be able to hide things better from you and close the door and put a do not disturb sign. How was school? Fine. What'd you learn? Nothing. How was school? Boring. What'd you do? Nothing. What'd you learn? Nothing. What's new? Nothing. Can I play computer? That sort of thing. And you sort of start to doubt your influence upon your kids, but I want you to know that you are the largest influence on your children's life. Period. The second adult influence that they have are their teachers. That's why I talk to a lot of teachers about how important their purpose is. Because there are many parents who are too busy. We're all busy. How you doing? Busy. What's been going on? I don't know, but I've been busy. You know, we're all busy doing something, getting up, going to work, making money. Why? Because you need to provide finances and food on the table. It's how it is. It's how this life is. Yet caught up in the routine, you forget about what's important. You sort of feel like you're caught in between a hard place and a rock, and it's difficult to actually sit down with your kids and have time with them. And I used to kiss them at night, you know, and tuck them into bed or read them a story or something like that. But I tell you, life is a journey. And sometimes you're not going to see the influence in your kids' lives. But I want you to know that it is there. And my greatest influence was my parents. And I am thankful that my parents cared enough for me. See, I was born this way, and there's no medical reason why this had happened. And doctors can't still tell me today why this had happened. But I'm so thankful for my parents who accepted me just like any other child, raised me up and gave me positive influences all the time. You know, we just got to be real with our kids. You know, when I came back from school crying about people teasing me and putting me down, my parents said, don't worry about what they say. Just don't worry about what they say. Try ignore them. But I couldn't ignore them. I was actually one of the first disabled students to be integrated into a mainstream school in Australia. And I had all the attention on me, and a lot of people teased me and put me down. And you can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. But you can be that person in their life, that security of knowing that they can always come back to you and you will always love them for who they are, not how they look, or not how good they are, or not what they're good at and what they're not good at, but that unconditional love. You know what? I'm thankful that I was raised up in a whole home. My parents are still married, and there are many broken homes in today's society. It's hard to relate to kids, but I just want you to know to be encouraged. That's all I got you here for to do today, just to come here and ask you to be thankful for today. Today when you go home, you've got your children. Because there are things in life that disappear every now and then. Things that happen in your life that you don't understand. Life is a journey, you see. I've got to, let me give you this example. I did this for the kids.